Imagine a world that wakes up to silence. The final human has breathed their last, and now every machine hums no more. You walk through streets once alive with footsteps, conversation, cars, now frozen in place. Lights blink in houses left in mid-evening routines. A kettle on the stove, a TV paused, doors unlocked. The machines, power plants, factories, vehicles are momentarily still, as if holding breath before collapse. This moment marks the descent of civilization and the rise of a silent, natural world reclaiming its reign. Within hours, the hum of electricity fades. Power plants automatically shut down. Turbines grind to a halt, grid fails, streetlights dim and die. In cold climates, homes lose heating systems, windows frost over from within. Nuclear reactors lose active cooling without stay-alive operators, triggering meltdowns within weeks. Cities like Chernobyl become radioactive ashes. Chemical plants and refineries spill toxins. Gas leaks ignite, resulting in uncontrolled conflagrations. Oil storage tanks rupture, fueling fiery storms that rage unmonitored, scorching nearby forests and suburbs. In less than a week, sewers back up, water mains burst. Basements fill with water, underground transit tunnels become subterranean rivers. Aquifers seep into underground stations. Subways flood, carrying debris and fish into dark caverns beneath cities. Parks become marshland, roads become streams. Engineers of old systems are gone. Nature reclaims with relentless fluidity. Within a month, pioneer species thrive. Cracked sidewalks host dandelions, blackberries, grasses. Arboreal seeds carried by wind or birds take root in asphalt fractures. Shrubs sprout from parking lots. Street trees grow unchecked, consuming fences. Gardens go feral. Tomatoes twisted into wild tangles. Courgettes sprawling vines over decaying clotheslines. Vines climb former homes. Roofs collapse under the weight. By year one, animals return. Pigeons roost in abandoned attics. Rats and mice breed in vacant buildings. Raccoons and possums infiltrate basements. Deer graze on ornamental gardens. Coyotes prowl suburban streets at night. Bears wander into residential areas, sniffing human food sources, if any remain edible. Domestic cats, adaptable and feral, flourish. Dogs, bred for companionship, struggle. Some form feral packs, but most succumb to risks without care. Farm animals suffer. Cows, pigs, chickens wander, starve, or are hunted. A few hardy goats may adapt for a time, but most perish. Within this first year, domesticated animals fade or vanish, leaving only wildlife to populate the world. Fast forward 5 years, cities are overgrown ruins. Trees grow through buildings, cracking foundations. Skyscrapers stand like petrified forests. Saplings sprout from crevices 50 stories high. Statues and monuments decay under ivy and moss. Suburbia is unrecognizable. Lawns are forests, fences are buried, playgrounds are silence. The Statue of Liberty stands amid marsh. The Eiffel Tower is coated in vines and rust. Bridges crack and dams leak. Appalachians, Rockies, Alps all echo with wildlife resurgence. Industrial zones become wilder. Asphalt pockets become wetlands. Scrapyards mirror jungles. Mines collapse. Valleys fill with water. Altered topographies drain into new lakes. Rivers flow unchecked. Without maintenance, drainage systems fail. Floodwaters course through cities, creating rivers in subway tunnels between buildings. Nature engineers new ecosystems. By 20 years, the planet's ecosystems breathe again. Wolves return to former suburbs. Bison wander across Midwest farmland. Grizzly bears roam Yellowstone, emptied by hikers. Wild salmon run freely in clean rivers where fishing boats once crowded. Coral reefs begin to revive without overfishing and nutrient pollution. Turtles hatch on deserted beaches. Rainforests overtake clear-cut zones. The Amazon begins a slow resurgence. But not every region heals uniformly. Some areas become biological deserts. Abandoned farmland often favors invasive bramble bushes, tumbleweeds, or monocultures like mustard or goldenrod, bolstered by human disturbance. These species can suppress natives, creating low diversity zones. In Europe, Haiti, and Asia, invasive trees spread unchecked. A single species dominates, reducing pollinator diversity, limiting ecological complexity. Yet even such monocultures aren't permanent. Over time, secondary succession introduces shrubs and pioneer trees, and gradual diversification brings woodland, a slow rebuttal to uniform invasions, though full recovery may take centuries. Within 50 years, concrete and steel crumble. Bronze statues persist, but roofs cave in. The Hoover Dam cracks. When it collapses, water surges into canyons. Submerged reservoirs carve new channels. The Great Wall peels apart. Sewers and pipelines corrode. Roads buckle. Sediment washes old cities into lowlands. Coastal cities drown beneath rising seas, submerged beneath sediment, mud, and new marshes. Nuclear zones like Pripyat remain hazardous but cold. Radiation persists where reactors melted down. Surrounding forests evolve to resist mutated pests. Soil remains toxic. But nature adapts. Feral animals colonize evacuation zones. Birds of Chernobyl thrive. Though mutated species emerge, the overall biodiversity rises. Wildflowers bloom amid ruins. Lichens and moss blanket poisoned earth. 100 years on, signs of humanity become very faint. Skyscraper skeletons topple. Roads appear as lines of stone and moss. Foundations remain visible, a ghost map. Underground pipes are buried. Bronze statues melt in rain. Plastic degrades into microplastics and dust. Seeds in the soil sprout in meadows. Lawns vanish. Orchards are forests. Nuclear isotopes begin to decay. Many radionuclides return to near background levels. Concrete keeps crumbling, becoming stone and silt. By 500 years, nature has buried much but not all. Earth's crust holds an Anthropocene layer, an anomalous stratum rich in heavy metals, synthetic material, carbon isotopes, radiation markers. This layer becomes fossil record. Above it grow new ecosystems. Tall hardwood forests, oak, maple, beech, occupy former parks. Wetlands fill former football fields. Mountain ridges return to ice and meadow, feeding rivers through forests. No human word is spoken. No voice echoes in halls or valleys. Yet life hums again. Cicadas chirp in ruins. Owls nest in abandoned minarets. Fish scale through subways. Nature reclaims piece by piece, biome by biome, corridor by corridor. 1,000 years in, the planet looks lush. Roads are soil. Highways are trails. Cities are hillocks under vegetation. Patterns of human design survive only where stone refuses to yield. Temples, pyramids, Mount Rushmore. Bronze records melt, but lichen-softened rock carvings remain visible. Abandoned spacecraft fall from orbit. Satellites crash and fracture. Plastics remain as microglints in the sand, but most organic materials have decayed or eaten by fungi. The world is green again, yet marked by human absence. 1,000 years of chronic climate and biodiversity change transforms Earth. Without constant CO2 emissions, carbon levels drop gradually over centuries, forests mature, peat accumulates, and oceans sequester carbon. Ice sheets expand again, though not as they were, covering North America, Northern Europe, Siberia. Warming permafrost still leaks methane but gradually stabilizes. Sea levels decline. Glacial cycles resume, shaped by natural orbital variations informed by Milankovitch cycles, not humanity. 10,000 years later, tectonic and climate changes bury human structures beneath silt, lashed soil, regolith. Rivers shift, mountains erode. Earth enters geological cycles of ice age, interglacial, new tropics. Deep time evolves. Evolution doesn't care about humanity's absence. It cares about niches. Species diversify. Insects flourish in decaying forests. Birds diversify in loopholes left by missing predators. Fish colonize underground waterways. Evolution fills every niche chalked by extinction or opportunity. What remains of humanity? A fossil record etched in stone and sediment, a distinct layer of plastic, coal soot, synthetic molecules. Bronze relics ironically endure longest above ground. Mass extinctions caused by humans, Holocene extinctions, rim ecosystems. Fossilized legacies of lost diversity bear witness to our former impact. Our story is told not by voices but by layers, molecules, shapes in stone. Earth archives these records and life reads them, but no one hears our voice. This is the fate of our world without humanity. It is not a cataclysm. It is a transformation. Nature rebuilds, reclaims, repurposes. Successive waves of life colonize, fail, and thrive. Old scars fade under green. Humanity's echoes become whispers. In this empty earth, silence is filled with birdsong. Wildlife roams where children once played. Rivers run free. The planet remembers us not in stories, but in molecules. Our artifacts crumble, but our epoch remains, a signal in geological strata, a memory in the Earth's bones. Imagine walking through this reclaimed world, green skyscrapers of trees, highways washed into rivers, statues half swallowed by forest. There are no remnants of people, no phones, no names, only life, pulsing upward through cracks, seeds, leaves, fur. This is not the end, it's evolution's next chapter. We vanish, but nature endures, reshapes, improvises. Our existence becomes a footnote beneath the flag of life itself. Life, unassisted and unplanned, continues. If this vision struck you with wonder, hit like, subscribe, and comment below. Which human relic do you think would last longest? Would you wander through a forested Manhattan? Or dive into the flooded tunnels of the Golden Gate Bridge? Let me know. Thanks for watching Ghost of Fact. If you love this deep dive, check our other histories. See you next time.